Hello friends, my name is Kisan and welcome you in this video tutorial. This is the continuation of my previous video tutorial. There we had created this project and we were trying to register a user, and we found this user is not getting registered with the proper data, right, which we submit from the register page. So there is some issue in this project. So sometimes you work on the existing project and you do some modification in the existing files, and when you try to test it, then sometimes you do not get the expected results. So same happened here. So most of the files I had created from my previous videos demo, and finally we ran this project, then we were not getting the expected output, right? So let's try to find the issue. What's the issue, why we are not getting the expected output, right? So here if you look into the JSP page, register.jsp page, then here I have specified a model attribute equal to user, right? And basically one of the request handler method who is responsible to display this register.jsp form, right? So if you look into the controller class, then this is the request handler method who is responsible to display the register.jsp. So Spring is expecting it will have to add at least empty object with certain key. If you do not specify key, then there is a one constructor add attribute which takes only object. So in that case, that will make the object as user, and first letter with a small. So both way, either you add this object like this or like this, both way this is gonna work, right? And same key you are just specifying over here in model attribute, right? Just you are telling to the Spring framework, this my form is basically backed by this our form bin class, this form bin class. So basically when user clicks on the submit button, register button in this register page, then basically this gets submitted to the request handler method who is having URL pattern as register success and HTTP method post. So if you look into the controller, then we have a method register success who is having the URL pattern register success with post method. So data which you are entering on the register.jsp gets automatically binded to the user object. So all data will be displayed to the user object, and directly you pass the user object to the service layer, and service basically makes call to the DAW layer to insert data into the in-memory database. So here we are not using any kind of database, just we have made a in-memory database, and there we are using a list of users. So this is pretty enough, right? Once user get registered successfully, then just we are redirecting to the list users with URL list users. That's internally makes call to the another API with get method, and that's again this user list is another logical view name and corresponding JSPG user list, and that's display the list of the user. There we have used JSTL tag to display all list of users, right? So here let's find the problem. What's the problem? Why not we are getting the expected output? So if you look into the model class, right, so this model class contains some private fields, one constructor, parametric constructor, default constructor, and this is having a getter method, right? There is no setter method. So what happens when you submit this form register.jsp, then basically this fields is basically, if you look in this field, whatever name path value you have assigned, that must match with this value, this name of the form bin. So basically Spring calls the corresponding setter method, and that sets the value, and we don't have a setter method over here. That's why we were getting the default value for the age, and nothing we were getting for the field who is having the data type as string. And for this field we were getting the default value 0. So there is two issues. One issue is that a field who is having a string data type value is not displaying for that, and field who is having a data type as int displaying a default value for that. If you look into the back, then if you click on the back, so here this age field is getting displayed by 0, right? That's the default value. I want to resolve this issue as well. So how to resolve it? So go to the model class, and here instead of int, let's make it integer. So int is a primitive type, integer is wrapper class, corresponding wrapper class. Integer, and everywhere you will have to replace this integer. Again, getter method we will have to replace integer, and as I said, a Spring calls the setter method for every field, and that sets the value which you are entering over here. So you require a setter method as well, right? So let's call a setter method. Go to the source, getter is already there, so generate setter getters. Here have a different option. If you select all and click over here, then this will generate the setters and getters both. If you select getters, then this will generate the only getter. If you select setters, then this is gonna generate only setter method. So we require a setter method, and that's all. This problem will get resolved now. Let's run now this project and try to run it, try to check it. Now first problem got resolved. There is no default value for age. Earlier it was displaying 0. Now I'm going to register with name Kishan, kishan.java trainer @gmail.com. It's my original email address, right? And let's specify age is 30, and country I'm going to specify India. If we click over here, then see, now last user has been registered, that is getting displayed in the table. Now let's register one more user. Let's say barry.cs@yahoo.com. is let's say suppose 34 US, and if you register, then see last two registered user is also getting displayed, and this is already I'm hard coded in the back end. So now it's working perfectly fine, right? So I hope you enjoyed learning this video. In next video, see, if you one thing I would like to show you here, if you register with some username, right, kk and kp, and I would say kp.cs, and email I'm entering the invalid email, and if I register 23, then if you try to register, then user has been registered with the invalid address, so there is no validation on place. So, or if you try to register with the some alphanumeric value for age, right, then your submission, your application is going to break, right? So here that is showing 400 error, right? So there is no data validation code on place. That's the issue. So next video tutorial I'm going to show you how to validate this form bin data, right? So that we'll see in next video tutorial. So thanks for watching this video, and see you next video tutorial.